What is up, people? This is the Oracle. We are back online for another Amonkhet draft. I know it's been a while since I haven't uploaded Amonkhet. I was, playing some other format or the sets, but I kind of want to play Amonkhet today, so this is what we're gonna be doing. Well, this first pick is not too hard. Archfiend of Ifnir being one of the better rare in the set, but it's even better in some mythic. Very, very good card, obviously. Next, Magma Spray is probably the stronger card. Defiant Greatmouth, decent in the right deck, but not super exciting. I do like Curse Minotaur quite a bit, and Sandworm is pretty good too, but well, definitely pick the Archfiend here. Interesting. Lord can be pretty busted in the right deck, but you kinda need to be black-white for Lord to be really good. So I'm not sure about that. However, it's uncolor and it's a potentially very good card. The two other options I think are Cartridge of Strength and Electrify. I know that Horror of Broken Lands works better with Archfiend than Lord, but I think Lord is such a strong card in the right deck that it's worth picking, especially this early in the draft. Now, do we want to pick a, potentially very strong uncolor card, or some cards that are more likely gonna be good because you need this amount of zombies to make that good. Some pretty good removal in other colors. I don't know, it's pretty close. I think I'm gonna go with Lord though. Really think it's a good card in the right deck, and I think it's early in the draft, so we can probably make it, good. Okay. So if we go black-white zombie, Binding Mummy is pretty good, but I think we should just pick Blighted Bat if we want to do that, just because it's a little bit safer, as we don't know that white is going to be necessarily open. Naga Vital is pretty good, Lab Guardian pretty good too, and Stamina is decent, but I think I'd rather pick Bat. So now, do we want to pick a slightly worse creature that's on color and works well with Lord, or a slightly stronger creature that doesn't especially synergize with what we have so far? I think we'll just pick the Bat. Like, Vitalice and Guardian are fine, but they are not strong enough to the point where I'm just gonna pick them over an uncolor creature which is slightly weaker but still pretty solid. Looks like blue might be kind of open. I mean, this is the second Labyrinth Guardian we've seen in a row. I think we saw a Serpent too, maybe in the first booster actually, so it doesn't mean match. There's an Initiate. I don't think we are picking Takrap Elite. Here, if we are jumping into another color, it's probably going to be blue. Now, do we go into blue, or do we just pick Horror of the Broken Land and try to stay as open as possible? Horror being pretty good with Archfiend. However, Archfiend is probably at its best in blue-black, so I would not mind going blue. I really like Labyrinth Guardian. I think it's a great card. I think I'm going to go try to see if blue is open here. Or remains open, I should rather say, because it's been pretty open so far. Even though it's very early in the draft. So now we can pick a medium uncolor creature, though Doom Dissenter works kind of well in blue-black deck because it's a pretty defensive card, and blue-black tend to be pretty defensive. It also, makes a zombie, which is nice for the Lord. Or do we pick Emberhorn Minotaur, which is a stronger card? I think we pick Minotaur and stay a little bit open. I'm just gonna pick one of the two Black Cycler here. I'm not sure which one I like more, but I believe it's gonna be the Scorpion. It kinda depends. I mean, we already have two other Black 3-drop. And I like the fact that Horror is cheaper to cycle. I think I like Horror more, actually. I'm gonna pick Horror. It's pretty close, though. I'm not entirely sure. Alright, well, this pack has mostly some good blue cards. There's also a Pitiless Vizier, but at this point I think I'm just gonna try to go blue. I do like Commit Memory quite a lot. Vizier would be pretty good too. Getting one or two Viziers I think is not too difficult in general, so I'm gonna pass on that and just pick the slightly more difficult card. More difficult to get. The let me try again. I'm just gonna pick the card that's slightly more difficult to get. Here, Hieroglyphic Illumination is looking great, and I think we'll just go for a blue-black. Oh, nice, the other one wheeled. Blue-black cycling deck. Ooh, the Serpent wheeled. That is sick. Alright, well, we are definitely gonna be blue-black here. The other Serpent wheel? Oh my god. Okay. Oh, that's sweet. So I'm not sure about how good the Lord will be. Blighted Bat is not at its best in, you know, more control-y deck, and it definitely looks like will be a pretty control-y deck. So I don't know about that. I might play Secret Excavation, but I'm not in love with that card. We could play Wrapping. Okay, well, the good news is that blue is wide open, and we'll probably have a very solid blue-black deck. The bad news is that we might have spent a couple early pick into cards that might not end up making the deck, but I don't think it's very problematic. Because we have 13 playable here, and blue looks so open that I think we'll get where we need to be. Asphodel is kinda interesting, like, I don't really want to try it. I mean, I kinda want to try it, but I assume it's gonna be very bad. Like, if you have enough card draw spells, I think it actually becomes somewhat interesting, but this seems like it's just not good enough. Like, when you cast it, it's probably not gonna do anything during 3 turn. It just seems to be too bad, honestly. Trial of Knowledge is pretty good, but with 2 Illumination, I'm not even sure we want to pick that. I think we should probably pick Vizier or Cartouche of Knowledge or Wandering Death. I do like Vizier quite a bit in this type of deck. I think I'm gonna pick Vizier. Naga Oracle is often a card I like to play in my blue-black deck, but here I think we'll have so many 4-drops and they are all gonna be better. I'm not sure it's gonna make the cut. It's not a card I don't like, it's just I don't think it's gonna be good enough here because the deck is, I mean, it looks like the deck is gonna be super powerful. Seer the Sand is pretty amazing here. Sensor is nice. Jeez, this deck is gonna be sick. We are getting so many good cards. Essence Scatter, Sensor, Shimmer Skill, and we are probably willing something too. I like Soul Stinger at this amount, but I think we want to pick something else here. I like Essence Scatter more than Sensor in general, but when you have, you know, already 3 creatures that synergize with cycling, plus the Serpents that, you know, really makes you want to put your spell into the graveyard pretty quickly. I could imagine Sensor being better here. It's not always the case, but here I think it's gonna be slightly better than Essence Scatter. Late Flame's great. I will definitely play 1 Wandering Death in my deck, so I'm pretty happy to pick it here. Another Late Flame. Yeah, okay, I mean, why not? Another Vizier. Just this is looking pretty sick. Like, I just need to find a couple 2-drop to make sure I don't die early, but this deck late game is gonna be sick, and it's not even too risky because the Serpents are basically gonna be 5 or even 4-drop in this deck. I guess more like 5-drop, because even though they will probably cost 4 or 3 in the later game, we'll probably not have enough stuff into the graveyard turn 4, but it's gonna be pretty cheap. The late claim we can cycle, so it's just looking like no drawback. Even the Archfiend cycles, which I often forget. I mean, it's so strong that you never really wanna cycle it, I guess, but you can do that if you need to. Do we pick Wandering Death here? I don't think we'll be playing cancels, so maybe. I'm not thrilled about second Wandering Death, but this kind of makes the Cryptic Serpents better. Cartouche of Knowledge, sure. It's pretty good on Vizier, but otherwise we don't have a ton of cheap target, which is annoying. Our only 2-drop cannot use it. It's not very good on Bats, not especially good on Lord, and we might not even play these, so despite that card being very good, I don't think it's gonna shine here. I mean, it kind of depends on what we get back 3, but I think we have so many playables that we will not end up playing Compelling Argument, but that's generally a pretty fine card in blue-black. If you have synergies with spell and discarding. I have a complete deck here. Like, I could play that, it would not be embarrassing. It would not be great because I think we are really lacking some 2-drop and early interaction, and we don't have a ton of removal. But, you know, this is a deck that can win a draft. And obviously it's still pack. It was only 2-pack. Ruthless Sniper is looking great here. Lovely. Angler Drake. We actually don't really need more late game than we already have, but I mean, it is by far the best card here. I guess we'll pick it. I mean, Insult Injury is better, but and Demorse is also probably better, but I mean, certainly better. But it's the best card in our color. Jeez, Demorse and Insult Injury though. Not a bad pack. Essence Scatter is nice. We need early interaction. This is perfect. Another Commit Memory. Do we actually want that though? Because I feel like this deck might want Takrop Skirmisher more than Commit Memory. Yeah, I think we need the Skirmisher more than the Commit Memory actually. Geez, 26 card. We can probably play 16 lands. I don't think I want to play 15. I know I have a ton of cyclers, but I still want to cast some 5 and 6 drops. And I have 2 elimination that I might want to hard cast, so I don't feel too threatened about, you know, getting flooded if I play too many lands. So I think we can play 16, and I will not go down to 15. Could use Winds in my side. Probably not gonna main deck it here. Heckma Sentinels is pretty good here. I think it's gonna be better than Blighted Bat for sure. I think Wrapping is actually decent here. We really don't have a lot of removal. Kinda wanna keep that in the deck. Wandering Death we can cut. Cartridge of Knowledge works well with Skirmisher. It's fine with Sniper, I guess. Pretty good with Sentinels, decent with Lord, with the Viziers, pretty good with the Serpent. Yeah, I think it's good enough to keep, even though we don't have a ton of creature. I'm not gonna play Argument, as I said. We have enough playables. And we have 4 interactive spells / you know, creature on turn 2, which is fine. And we have a 1-drop. So I don't think we'll be in too much trouble. Because the risk with deck that have very powerful late game is always to just die before you can deploy that, you know, these late game threats. Splendid Agony is great and help us survive, which is nice. I could imagine Heckma Sentinels being better than Lord in this deck. Because we basically have, well, I guess we have Steer Descents and 2 Embalm creatures. I'm not sure I'm going to play a second cartridge because I'm a little bit light on creatures. And I have just more than enough playables. Will Heckma Sentinels be better than Lord here? Probably. Again, Lord is really good in black-white. A little bit underwhelming in most other color combination. Oh jeez, what am I cutting though? This is a problem when you're playing the deck that's wide open and you really don't know what to cut. Stuff. First world problem. I have too many playables. I really don't want to cut anything. Wrapping is like not super exciting, but maybe we kinda need it. This is a pretty good spell at making you able to survive until your late game. And I think my late game is so powerful that giving them an O2 blocker is not gonna change much. Cartridge of Knowledge is not looking that good here. But it's a good card. So I could cut one Heckma Sentinels, I guess, but then I would kind of need to cut the cartouche because I'm really getting a little bit low on... I don't mind being low on creature because between the Wandering Death and the two late claim, I don't think we'll end up in a spot where our opponent deals with all of our threat and we cannot kill them. And to be honest, 2 Serpent, a Drake, and an Archfiend is almost good enough. And we also have Horror. Yeah, I don't think this deck will be, you know, kind of low on win condition. Even Initiate might not be the best here, as weird as it may sound. I think I'm gonna cut 1 Sentinel, 1 Cartouche, though. And we'll just run that. Again, don't get me wrong, Cartouche is a great card. It's one of the better blue common. In this deck, it's just not really doing what we need. Like, we don't really want to aggro them. We don't need the Cartouche to win. And we don't have a ton of creatures, so it's potentially a little bit clunky. Regarding the mana base, I'm probably gonna go for an 8/8 mana base. Yeah, I have a little bit more blue, but I still have this amount of double black. I think it's just 8/8. Maybe 9/7, though I doubt it, because we really want to cast that Archfiend. And the 2 late claims, you know, by turn, and the 2 Serpent, when we want to cast our double blue spell, we'll have double blue. It will not be really an issue, it's going to be pretty late in the game. Whereas, we might want to be able to cast Unburden, Archfiend, a little bit sooner. Even though I guess Archfiend costs pretty much the same than the Serpents. Alright, that's going to be the deck. Blue-black cycle. It seems very strong. I haven't counted the number of cyclers we have, but I guess it's good enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, should be plenty. Alright, sweet. I hope you enjoyed the draft. Drop a like if it's the case. Thank you for watching and see you for round 1.